day everyone. Today I'm going to give my predictions slash expectations of the Chinese Grand Prix per driver slash team, depending on who it is. So I'm just going to get right into it. First of all, we've got Aston Martin. Aston Martin with Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll. Look, I know Fernando has done great things at Shanghai, like in 2024, but that Aston Martin probably not finishing the race, or they might finish like last time, 20 laps behind. So yeah, that's the only thing I can really say about Aston Martin. I think Fernando drives in 16th when he eventually goes into the pits. Who knows? In quali, I'm expecting him to be 20th or 19th, and Lance Stroll 21st. Then we've got Cadillac, which also don't look quite good. I mean, it looks like they will finish the race, which is better than we can say from Aston Martin. But I think only like 22nd and 20th for the Cadillac boys. Depending on if someone retires, of course. Then it could be different. Then we've got Williams. Williams with Carlos Sainz and Alexander Albon. The first team with some actual potential. Not saying that they looked good at Australia at all, but I do think that they'll have a bit more speed this weekend, and I think one of them will get into Q3 of either sprint or the race. Didn't even talk about sprint yet. It's of course a sprint weekend in Shanghai, so more points up for grabs. I don't think they're going to get sprint points. Maybe a point in the race. For Albon, I'm going to go for Albon getting a point. Carlos Sainz, I'm seeing somewhere like 17th. Then we move on to the next team. We have Alpine. Alpine with Pierre Gasly and Franco Colapinto. I do not have high hopes of this team. To be honest, I don't even remember where they placed last time, because they were just so not memorable at all. So for me, 15th and 18th. Then we have Audi with Nico Hülkenberg and Gabriel Bortoleto. Audi, I mean, I thought they looked quite good. Gabriel Bortoleto getting some points. I think he got some points. And Nico Hülkenberg, of course, retired. So I believe that they will do good again, but just be out of the points. So maybe a cheeky sprint P9, but no points for them this time, with a main race of P12 and 13. This time with Nico in front of Gabriel Bortoleto. Or that's my personal prediction. Then we've got the Racing Bulls with Liam Lawson and Arvid Lindblad. Arvid Lindblad, of course, surprising a lot in Australia. I believe he will do great again. I think points are on the table for him. I reckon around 7th. 7th for Arvid Lindblad, and Liam Lawson will struggle again and finish 11th. Just barely out of the points. Now we're on to Haas, with Esteban Ocon and Oliver Behrman. Haas looked phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal in the first race of the season, Australia. I think they will get the sprint points. They will be in the points for the sprint. In 6th Ocon, and in 8th Oliver Behrman. Just barely scraping that last point. And then in the race, I see them ending 9th and 10th, with this time Behrman in front of Ocon. Don't ask me why. It's just a feeling I have, and I'm just gonna go with it. Then we've got Red Bull Racing with Max Verstappen and Isaac Hadjar, the first top team. This team, I have high hopes. I am a massive Red Bull fan. So I'm just gonna say Max will end P4. Max P4, Isaac P5. Yeah, that's a great number. And in the sprint, Isaac will miss out on points because of a bad something. Something will go wrong for him, which ends him just outside of the points in 9th. And Max will get a podium. Yeah, write it down. I predicted it here. Then we have McLaren with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. They look not that good. Let's be honest. Lando did finish P5, which it was best apart from the top 2 teams. But Max was on his tail by the end and he had to get through a bunch of traffic. So realistically, I think that the Red Bulls are going to be in front of both McLarens. Which means I predicted them... The Red Bulls, I predicted 4th and 5th. So the McLarens 7th and 8th. Yeah, 7th and 8th. And in the sprint they will get 6th and 7th. Ooh. Then we have got Ferrari. The first of the top. Like the ones striving for the win. With Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. And I'm just gonna say it. Lewis Hamilton is going to flop. He is going to flop. He will end up in the race in P... I just said... So P7. Because I've put Max on 5. Hadjar on 6. And then Lewis on 7. For the rest, it's gonna be quite the obvious. Gonna put Charles Leclerc in P2. Who you think then? Who's gonna be P1? Who's gonna be P3? Well, we've got Mercedes. Let's have a look at Mercedes with George Russell and Kimi Antonelli. You might be asking yourself, who have I put in P3 and who is the race winner? Today, or well, not today, but the Shanghai Grand Prix winner will be obviously George Russell. Kimi Antonelli really struggled in Australia. Like, I had high hopes for him, but it just didn't seem to work. He looked just too slow. Bad off the line. Like, I know he drove back into like 5 seconds behind George, but George was definitely having some pace in the back. He had some pace left over. The Ferraris made a strategy blunder, which they won't admit for some reason. But that's fine. But they would have definitely, at least Charles would have been second. At least that's what I believe is the right thing. And then we've had the entire 22 driver grid. For the rest, I'm going to give a crazy prediction. My crazy prediction is going to be... We are going to get a red flag in both qualies. And something that's not crazy at all, but which will happen, is craziness on the straight. Because the energies is just... They don't have enough energy for the whole straight. They will slow down so much. Because the straight in China is just a million miles long. They are never ever going to have enough speed for that. But that's my prediction for the Grand Prix of Shanghai. I hope you enjoyed. I will wish you good luck and a good night. See you later.